All right, we are live. Welcome to the Romanceathon live show. So Romanceathon is a romance readathon. It's happening from June 12th to the 18th. And this is all of the co-hosts except we're missing one. We're missing Haley because her birthday is tomorrow and she is celebrating. But tonight we're going to go through all of the co-hosts so that way you guys can follow their channels, and we're going to tell you like our top couple favorite, like all-time favorite romance recommendations. And then we're also going to just go through each of the Romanceathon prompts so that way you all can get recommendations, because I know that many people have questions, and or maybe you want to recommend things to us. You can totally do that, because I know my TBR has changed, I think, like 3 times since I first put it together on the story graph. I was like totally changing it up. So I'm going to go ahead and put everybody's links down below in the description box, so make sure you check that out. And I'll have like the story graph challenge and all of the prompts listed down there as well. So check that out. And we're going to go ahead. We'll get started with Gwen. If you want to tell us a little bit about your channel and what you read and all that kind of stuff. So.
Okay, well, obviously my name is Gwen. My channel name is Gwendolyn Kensinger, which is my name. I read mainly thrillers and romance. I also like poetry, and I do like venture out a little bit, like contemporary historical fiction, nonfiction, memoirs, stuff like that. Not too into fantasy, but pretty much everything else. Not really into sci-fi either, but I do like a little bit of sci-fi. Did you want me to share some of my favorite romance?
Yep, you can do that.
Okay, so I actually want to recommend 3 of my favorite romances of this year, because trying to pick an all-time favorite romance,
it's hard.
Not happening. So I'm going to recommend 3 that I read this year that I really liked. The Romantic Pack by Megan Quinn, which is a friends to lovers romance. They travel, and I love the travel aspect of it. It's also an indie romance, so if you're looking for indie romance. The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren, amazing. I love Christina Lauren. That's like a meant to be soulmate lovers like romance. And then my last one is another friends to lovers, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Also really liked that one. I like that it takes place all during the summer, and it's alternating chapters this summer, then 10 summers ago, this summer, 9 summers ago. And they also travel in that as well. So those are my 3 from this year.
Nice. Yeah, those are all new ones. And I haven't read any of those. Looks like I'm putting those on my list. All right, we'll go with Kiana. You're next.
Hey guys. I'm Key from the channel Just Key. I read mostly romance, some thriller, mystery thriller, a lot. Not so much of a fantasy fan. But I also have gotten recently into cozy mysteries, which is like a subgenre of thriller or mysteries. So I've been loving that. Also, let's see, my top favorite romances. Let's see, all time. I just finished rereading it. And it's the Grip trilogy by Kenny Ryan, because all time favorite, all 3. Also make sure to read those in order. So Flow, Grip, and then Still, because it just gives you the overall angst and like everything. And then the second one is A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. That's just perfection. So
I need to, I have Candy Steiner on my list to read. I have not read anything by her yet. So
that's the one I say start with, A Love Letter to Whiskey, because it sets the bar. So
okay. Okay. I'll have to write that down. All right, Deja, you're next.
Hi, my name is Deja. I'm from the channel Deja's Book World, and I really like romance thrillers, and I like fantasy, but I read more fantasy romance than like plain fantasy. And I'm actually going to recommend a fantasy romance, From Blood and Ash. I love From Blood and Ash, the whole trilogy. It makes me so happy. I don't know, I just love it. And then I really like Dirty Kisses by Kenya Wright, which is a mafia romance. I want to get really more into mafia romances, but that's like my favorite one I've read so far. And yeah, those are like the 2 that I really like think about all the time.
Nice. Cool. Sarah, you are next.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from the channel Sarah's Shelves. And I read mainly thrillers, romance, pretty much anything except for fantasy and historical fiction. You know, I'm trying to get more into it, but I don't really read fantasy or sci-fi either. I feel like that's a trend here. But my two favorite romances off the top of my head are probably Shipped by Angie Hockman. So good. Enemies to Lovers, very good. And then The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang, so good.
Nice. Let's see. Binto, you are next.
Okay. My name is Bintu. I from Rewood SB. Sorry, I'm really like bad at like public speaking.
You're good. No, you're good.
I honestly just mainly read romance. I don't know why. Romance is just, I just love the whole drama and everything that comes with it. And I love fantasy because I just like stuff that just are out of the normal. My top favorite books will probably have to be, the first one be Tiger at Midnight. It's like top enemies to lovers. Like there is like cat and mouse game. I love that book so much.
Oh,
and
nice.
Also, I'll probably have to choose Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. It's kind of the main character. She has like HIV, so kind of it's like really educational on like the whole like modern day HIV, and she has like a crush, so there's like romance involved, and I just really love the whole aspect of it. So those would probably be my top two that I can think of right now.
Nice.
So yeah.
Okay, those sound good. Jess, you're next.
Hi, my name is Jessie. My channel is Reading with Jess, and I typically read thrillers and a little bit of romance. I really love it when it's a thriller romance. That's my favorite two-part equation for the best book. My favorite books in the romance genre is, well, actually anything Colleen Hoover. I'm just going to throw that out there just because I just love her books. But I would say All Your Perfects and November 9. But something else by a different author, I would say Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Gwen recommended that one to me and I absolutely loved it. So
nice. Yeah, I agree with you on Colleen Hoover. Love her. And Beth, you're next.
I'm Beth from Beth's All Booked, and on my channel, I mostly read thrillers. I really like darker thrillers, and I'm just getting into the horror genre. But when it's not a thriller, it's typically a romance book. Right now, I mainly read contemporary romance, but I am trying to dive more into other genres. My favorite romance that I've read this year is The Hating Game. It's really cliche, I guess, because a lot of people have read this book, but I'm telling you, Josh is perfection in my eyes. An oldie but a goodie for me is Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. It's kind of like, I guess, friends with benefits a little. And another one that's not really well known is Talk Bookish to Me by Kate Bromley. It's about a girl who is a romance novelist. She mainly writes historical fiction, and she's in a writing slump and bumps into her ex-boyfriend. And it's kind of like second chance romance. It was really cute.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of people love The Hating Game. That is definitely a fan favorite. Cool. Well, I'm Jacqueline. You guys are on my channel. I go by Jackie, though, by a lot of stuff. I'm just Jacqueline for formality purposes. But I read mostly thrillers, and I have been getting into really weird cult and polygamy memoirs. I'll be honest. I'm sorry. I don't know why. And then I do read some romance, but I think because I'm in a different stage of my life, like just reading the normal romances. I'm not a huge fan of them all the time. I really like age gap romances because they're like different. And I also figured out that I really, really love romances that are about marriages or even just like, rocky points in your marriage. So some of my favorite books, I love After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid because it's about a married couple and they separate for a year and you're reading about like, what they're doing during that separation. I also really like Maybe in Another Life, which is also by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of her books. And I recently read a book called Cheat Day by Liv Stratman, which just came out. And I was very surprised that I liked that. But again, it is a rocky marriage, but she ends up having an affair with somebody else. And that's the first time I think I've read about like infidelity within a marriage. And I was like, wow, I need to read some more of these. I was like, this was an exciting ride because like I didn't know who she's going to end up with, you know, like, so I really, really like that. But let's go into the very first prompt, which is cover love, which means that it's a book with a cover that you love. So a romance book specifically for this readathon. And I can either, if you guys don't want to be called on or whatever, if you guys are like, oh my gosh, I totally love this prompt here, I have a whole stack, we can do that. If anybody wants to go first, go ahead.
I would just say for the prompt though, like it can be a cover, like an illustration or picture that you love, but it could also, if you can't find something like that, which I'm sure we all can, but you could pick like a color that you love and pick a cover that has that color on it.
Yeah, that's true too.
So I like yellow a lot. So Float Plan by Trish Dollar. That's like a yellow and it has a sailboat and it's like illustrated.
I like this
So
one.
yeah, it's like a good combination of both. And it has a disability rep in it and they're on a sailboat. So they're traveling around and stopping in different ports of call. So I like that one a lot.
I think I'm the opposite. I love blue books because blue is my favorite color. But this one I think has a really cute cover. This is The Last Goodbye. And I think it's just like very, very beautiful. But of course it's emotional and it's about a husband who like died. So you might not want to get recommendations from me. I'm sorry, unless you're gonna be really sad during romance. To be honest.
I feel like I'm a little different because I like to read, I like covers that have actual people on them.
Yeah.
Like these I think are stunning. Also The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I bought that one because I don't know what it is. It's just a girl's body, but I think it's really cute. But I know a lot of other people like, fake people drawn. What do you call this?
The illustrated.
Illustrated. There you go.
Yeah.
But and also
Give me
this
a
one,
romance with a fat chick on it. I'm in for it.
Yeah.
or this one
Yeah.
is really beautiful.
That is really
I
beautiful.
love that.
Oh my
It
gosh.
has vampires in it.
What? Oh my
So that could be
gosh.
outside
Yeah,
your
that cover
comfort
is
zone
so-
too.
No.
What's it
Yeah.
called? Reborn Yesterday?
Wait,
By
that's like
Tessa Bailey. It's one of her unpopular ones.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, maybe you just made it popular.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's stunning. I
It
think
has
that's the funniest one I
vampires.
have.
Oh man, I might need to I might have to pull that
I
one.
really like the cover for Hero by Lauren Rowe, and I feel like she's not as popular, but that book is so good. It is a little insta-lovey, but I feel like it works. It's like the main like the hero, he is a firefighter and he gets into like a bad fire and is in rehab, and his physical therapist is like the love interest, and her husband died before and he was a police officer, and so she doesn't really want to get with someone else who works in like a dangerous job, and it's so good. It's like it's
nice.
kind of like taboo because like they can't have that relationship, and the cover is really, I really like the cover. I think it's really pretty.
Nice.
I love how Camilla in the comments said, I love shirtless covers.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bring
Yeah.
them out in public. But speaking of shirtless covers, this one, Gwen, it's called Desperately Seeking Roommate. I don't know if you can tell. It's this pink one right here, but it has
Oh.
plus size rep in it. But I feel like it's really good plus size rep. It's like a new adult. I think she's in college. It's really good.
Nice. A new one that I read this year is called The Anti-Relationship Year, and this is the cover. I just love that old-timey camera,
That looks
the roses
cool.
and stuff like that.
I
And the
love
author is
that.
actually another booktuber.
Is that the second in a series?
It's
Yeah, is that the
so
second
it's a standalone, but it's just a companion to her first
Okay.
book.
Okay.
The first book is young adult, and this one is new adult. I liked both of them, but this one is way better, and the relationship is so much cuter. So it's a new adult college romance, friends to lovers. So yeah.
You know what also has a really pretty cover, but I don't know if don't hate me for this, but Den of Vipers has a really pretty cover.
Den of Vipers has a stunning cover.
The cover is gorgeous, but I don't know
Yeah,
about
it's
what's on the
gorgeous.
inside. I'm really tempted to read it though.
don't have this book currently, but Eleanor in Gray by Brittany C. Cherry. I
Oh my
love
gosh,
the watercolor. It's like pink, purple, bluish, like the watercolor. Yes. Oh my gosh. Like I love that
That is
book so
gorgeous.
much. And it's a really great book too. Like 5-star read.
I haven't read
You're
that
gonna
one
cry.
That's what I'm reading. So
Ooh.
That's what I'm reading for the BIPOC
me too. And cover love.
and cover love.
I
That's
think the
Bring
one
your
that
tissues for that one, or at least for me, I cried during it.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's
Ooh.
Diver's Heart. I heard it's dark romance by K.A. Knight.
Oh, that is
Ooh.
so nice.
Ooh, okay, adding that to my list.
Okay,
K.A.
I want to show Hero because I didn't show it, but this is the cover and I really like it.
Ooh,
not
I love how those
fan.
letters pop.
I
like
know,
it.
Yeah, and it's
Against
like
his abs.
and obviously you could see that he's a firefighter from it, and I don't know. I don't really like real people on the covers like that, but I really like this cover.
yeah,
She likes it if it's real firefighters.
Yeah. The cover that I really like is both of them is A Love Letter to Whiskey. I have the original cover, and then I have the special edition cover, which is like
both?
simply
Okay.
just
Oh my gosh.
based off the font and then the lettering.
I love
And
that.
then it like goes into the lettering. Even on the back of this one is like an ombre, so it's like
oh
it's
my
just
gosh.
her
I like
covers
both.
are like,
I like this one.
I love that.
Ooh.
oh yeah,
Oh,
that is
nice.
so
That one's
pretty.
really bright and colorful.
It's like the watercolor. It's like almost watercolor, but like, oh, it's just so pretty. That's pretty.
Yeah, it is like watercolor. It's like the blue and then the pink's layered on top.
Mhm.
Have you read Key, have you read On the Rocks by Candy Steiner? That's the one I own currently.
Yes, I love
Is it good?
it's just so it's good. Like all of her, like I love all of her covers. So I'm just like, so when is the next book and who is the photographer? Because that's what I want to know. Because I'm a photographer in real life as a side job. So like all
Oh,
like the
wow.
photography with like different covers and like how people like the colorization, like how they're posing. I said, I love it. So
Yeah.
Kimmy Ryan, her covers every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So good.
I saw something on TikTok that was like, yeah, it was like the actual like the people for the cover, and it was like behind the scenes of the shoot. But even that was like hot, and I was like, oh my gosh, how can you like stand next to those hot people? I was like, what is going on? I could never do that.
Also,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
A
Lesson
Lesson
in
in
Thorns.
Thorns has a beautiful cover. The book,
Wow.
I liked it, but she's a much.
Yeah.
She's a little much.
I know. I do want to get that one though, Beth.
Also, this one, I've heard this one is probably the darkest book that people have read, so I'm kind of nervous. But I thought it was really pretty too.
Sick fuck.
It's two hands and they're
Oh, I
holding
think I've
a
heard of that.
pocket watch.
Wasn't that one banned off of Amazon or something like
Yeah,
that?
wasn't that one?
I bought it before it was banned, like
Oh.
a year or so ago.
Oh,
Yeah, I have some books that my friend gave to me because they were banned off Amazon, and she like bought them from a separate website and sent me the link.
oh wow.
I know.
I love how like each person kind of had like it's like
different
some are
taste.
dark and moody, some are really bright. It's interesting to see everybody's like different tastes.
Oh, yeah.
Covers that they love.
I really love the illustrated ones. So
I like
like my
illustrated
favorite's
ones.
probably Second First Impressions with the turtles on it. And it's
Oh,
so
that's so
cute.
cute.
I love it. I just recently read that one and I really enjoyed it.
I haven't read that one. That's like soon. That's like close up on my TBR to like read. I keep
It's
seeing it
so
everywhere.
good, so cute.
For
And I
like,
also like.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
like People on We Meet on
Oh, yeah.
Vacation.
Mhm.
I love this cover. I just recently read this, cried. I was like, why am I here? Why am I here? I'm like, I was fine. And we hit 80%.
Key, I
and
did
was
too.
like,
I cried twice.
yeah. I was like, I'm not supposed to be emoting. What are we doing?
What is
Supposed to
this
be a summer
water?
read. What is this? I need a bucket for my tears. Like, what is this?
Oh,
Emily Henry has really great covers. I mean,
That's
Beach Read was
true.
also a great cover.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It
And the
was really
spine of
good.
that book is even better than the actual cover, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I love the spine,
Yeah.
how it looks on my shelf. Yes.
oh,
It's
it's
so
green
pretty.
or
And it's
oh, the
cohesive
people
too
we
with the
meet is
font.
green on the side. Okay, so
Yeah.
interesting.
For fantasy romance, it's like really soft. I know Sarah doesn't like it, but we're not going to talk about it.
But-
The House of Cerulean Sea is so
Oh,
soft.
I just
That
read that
is
one.
very beautiful.
And it makes me so just soft. And I don't even like soft books. So, but I love that.
I wouldn't
And the
call that
cover
a
is
romance.
stunning. But Okay, I call it a romance, a fantasy romance, because when you look it up on Goodreads, it's like top 2. Like another one that I really like is American Royals, and to me that one is more like drama than romance. But the first genre on Goodreads is romance,
Yeah.
and it does have a lot of romance in it. So, but I really like both of those, and I think they have nice covers.
Yeah, I feel like romance is pretty, it spans a lot of different genres, and there could be romance in another
Anything.
book and it can still be a romance. Like there is a romance.
The only thing that it needs to have to be a romance is a happily ever after or happily for now. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, The Misery
I
has
must
a
not read
happily
romance
ever
at all.
after. It's not a romance. I don't think it's romance because I feel like there are so many different underlying messages and stuff that should be more prominent than the romance in the book, even though the romance was really good. But like the message in the book was like, to me, what the book should have been. Like what should be held up on the pedestal versus the romance. Even though the romance was really cute.
But I think
I love the kids more than I love the couple though. Like Lucy and Thalia. I think Thalia. Though they were top.
But honestly, I feel like you could stretch it. Like I feel like anything with like a little bit of romance, you could count it if you want.
That's I guess there's gonna be people that count it as romance, people that don't. But I mean, it's a great book, so pick it up regardless. But
Glenn, period.
Okay, does anybody have any other covers they want to talk about?
Yes, I have one.
One more? Okay.
It's Amnesia by Cambria Herbert. And
oh, I do love that one.
It's a duet. It's a duology.
Is that the first?
Yeah, this is the first book. And it's
okay, keep holding it up, girl.
It's an amnesia trope, and like even the spine is just like
an amnesia trope. I love amnesia.
Okay, got
it. The main character, she does not know anything. Like she just got swept, literally like washed up on the beach, and she has no idea where she came from, anything. And so throughout, you're kind of unwrapping the layers of like as she's unlocking her memories. And I'm just like,
that sounds so good. Amnesia trope is one of my favorites. Oh
and I cried in the second book, so there's that. So
man,
I wrote that down. I need to just hit you up for Rex because like.
Let me know. Yeah, actually, I can show you guys the second book because the second book actually matches this one. I don't know which is better. Like, look at that.
Oh man,
I think I like
those are so.
I like Amnesia better.
Yeah, me too. But they're both beautiful.
Yeah, because it's almost like a contrast of like her unlocking her memories. It's like.
Man, if I ever forget everything, I want a hot man like that holding me up.
Right.
Those are the kind of romance you can read in public. And if people ask you what they're about, you can just make something else up.
That would be funny. Okay, let's move into the second prompt, which is BIPOC author. So recommendations for that. I know we already talked about Eleanor and Gray, and that's definitely recommended by multiple of us that have read it before. What else do you guys have?
Beverly Jenkins, anything she writes.
Yes, anything she writes.
I have not tried her yet. I need to.
Brittany C. Cherry also is a really good author.
Mm-hmm. And Kennedy Ryan too.
Yes, Kennedy
Anything Kennedy Ryan.
I've only
read Kingmaker, Queen Move.
But
they have this.
Just did.
Honey Girl.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Really good.
If you don't like too much, like but that's a good one.
Yeah, this is one I
Talia Hibbert.
Read.
Oh yes,
when you loved this one, right?
Oh my God,
Sajni Patel.
Yeah.
The Kiss Quotient.
Yeah. Kennedy Ryan, Rebecca Witherspoon, Jasmine Guillory.
Dirty Kisses.
Christina C. Jones.
Kenya Wright, who wrote Dirty Kisses. She's also BIPOC.
I was going to say, no one's mentioned Chloe Brown and all the other Brown sisters.
Yeah, Talia
So
Hibbert.
Alicia Rye. It's funny because Gwen, you probably love the yellow book the best, and the blue one looks so cute to me.
Actually, I'm partial to Chloe Brown, so I like that cover the best because it's from that book.
Yeah. Like that color.
But they're just all together. They're so beautiful.
Yeah, they're all so great.
I think I like this one the best.
Yeah, that is so pretty. It's like so bright and cheery.
Yeah. And it has like
the right swipe.
Oh yeah,
the right swipe.
That one was pretty good.
Oh, and then
a lot of people have
Katrina
been reading
Jackson.
that book Luster by Raven Leilani. I haven't read it, but
I wouldn't really categorize that as a romance per se. I mean,
I haven't read it, so
I It's kind of weird though. I don't know.
Read it?
Weird romance.
Yeah, I've read it. It's not really like, I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. It's written in such a weird way.
If you're looking for something paranormal, Slave to Sensation by Nalini Singh, anything Nalini Singh, but Slave to Sensation I really like. It's a shifter romance and it's really good. I guess it would kind of be Hate to Love too a little bit. But I
She
really
also writes thrillers.
yeah, she does. But Slave to Sensation, they're like from like two different kind of species, and so like they don't really get along, but then they have to like work together, and it's like a whole thing. It's really good.
I want to read Raffi or Raffe. Have any of y'all read that?
Oh, it's so
Rafe
good.
Hi,
It's
Rebecca.
on
The recipe. I
audio.
want to read that.
Rafe
The
is
Man Nanny.
Audio.
The male
Yes.
nanny. Yes.
So good.
That's another cover love.
yes, it's so pretty. Intercepted by Alexa Martin too. It's a sports romance, and I really like Intercepted. It's good.
Oh yeah.
You
That's like a
you had
trope.
me at Ola by
Yes, I was
Alexi-
just
looking
Alexis.
at
Oh
that.
yeah,
Someone else
Daria.
said
Yeah.
Carmen
I love the
Jack
cover too.
Collins. Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Mhm.
Oh yes, of course, Alyssa Cole. We didn't say Alyssa
A
Cole.
lot of people
Eyes
are
that
saying
tether.
the luster. There's a lot of sex, but not a whole lot of
Yeah.
romance.
I mean, I really liked it.
Well,
But I
I mean,
wouldn't
I'm
count it,
putting
like,
luster
as
on
a
my TBR
romance.
then. So
Romance
And
renaissance.
Gwen's like sex check.
romance for me. I mean,
And it's really short. It's really, really
yeah,
short.
Alyssa Cole.
Oh, nice. Okay.
One that's like a YA rec is Jackpot by Nick Stone. I really
Yep.
love that book. It's so good. It has a lot of
I
commentary,
suggest-
and it's everything.
I just saw that on audio on Hoopla the other day.
It's
So,
really good.
like,
It's my favorite Nick Stone. I really, really like that one.
There's another author. It's Cynthia Williams, but it's spelled with an S, like S.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually think I have one of her books. This is the third book, but like even the cover is just like
Yes, I love the colors.
yeah. This is the third
sunset.
Very beautiful.
Bent over kissing.
Yep. And it's really good. I just recently read this and I loved looking from the point of view of the sister's point of view. It was like, wow, I was like, oh, this is why you act like this. Thank you. Now I understand.
Okay. Any other recs
Oh,
or
another YA one that I have is the Henna Wars. I love the Henna Wars so much. It is so cute. And yeah, it's really good.
Maybe The Voting Booth by Brandy
Oh
Colbert.
yeah, the voting booth, it was good. It
It's
was okay.
YA, so
Yeah, it is
if people are
YA.
looking for YA.
The Jenny Han is also a good YA romance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
And then they can watch the movies too.
My shoulder
They
just
haven't yet.
Oh, the worst best man as well.
by Mia
Yes.
Sosa.
Mhm.
That was a really good book.
I need a
Oh, I think someone else, Tiff Marcello.
okay.
She does like I think the book is North to You. I read that maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, and it's like centered around it's in Cali, food truck competition. It's beautiful.
We love a food competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like they're not trying to get together, but of course they end up together. I'm just like, we love to see it for you.
Someone said I have a different meaning for bent over.
That's Dio. Just ignore Dio. Leave him alone.
Okay, next up is Rex for out of your comfort zone. Now, let's put a disclaimer for that because I know that Beth was talking about this earlier. This just means like something like a romance book or trope that you haven't ever really read before.
Mhm.
So, for instance, like for me, I haven't tried like dark romance, and I also like erotica, like that type of thing. And then I also, for some reason, I haven't ever read a female romance. Like I've read male, but not female. So I was like, okay, those are, and also I would say small town romance is probably out of my comfort zone because I don't think I've ever read those. So that's why I have like Candy Steiner on my list. So it doesn't have to be something that's like taboo or really bad or anything like that. It's just whatever is out of your comfort zone. So maybe like age gap is out of your comfort zone, something like that.
Or historical romance.
Or historical
fantasy
romance.
romance.
I'm gonna read a
That
historical
is out of my comfort
romance.
zone, but I'm too
reading,
afraid.
yeah, I'm reading a historical romance for it, and I don't know how.
Or like maybe paranormal romance or something
Yep,
like
that could
that.
be one.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I think.
So-
Go ahead, Jess. Or was it? I don't know who's talking.
No, it was me, but go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if you like don't like really like steamy things or that's out of your comfort zone, Katie Roberts or Madison Faye are both really good for that. Madison Faye, I feel like is a little bit more extreme. She got banned off Amazon. Let's not talk about it. But I have read, like, my friend told me to read it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just read it, like dark, steamy romance, whatever. And then I was quickly overwhelmed because I was like, this is a lot. But then I read like 4 back to back in the same series. So like I loved it. My favorite series by her is the Winchester Academy series. It's like really taboo, like student teachers, the first book, or student professor, like literally like age gap, like she just turned 18. So it's very taboo.
Gotcha. Another one I would recommend is like, I would say Heartstopper, because it's a graphic novel. So if you're looking for something kind of light and fluffy, I would definitely check out the Heartstopper series. I've read books 1 through 3 and they're just the cutest thing you will ever read. And it's also male romance too. So if that's something else.
Yeah. So what the trope that I like a lot is age gap romance. And I know that is definitely could be out of a lot of people's comfort zones. So I would recommend The Idea of You by Robin Lee. And she's actually, I think she's finally going to write a part 2 to this book, and I'm so excited. But this is about an older woman and a younger guy. So he's in like a boy band. He's like 20 and she is like 39 and has like a teenage kid of her own. Really, really loved that book. If you want to go the opposite direction where like the guy is older and the girl is younger, then there's All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. But that one, like, she is very young. So that one's like, I wouldn't pick it up unless you've like already looked up what it's about. And then Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas. I do really like that one. And that one's more of like smuttier sex scenes and like everyone's of age. And then also On the Island by Tracy Garvis Graves. It's like a tutor student relationship. It's not like a huge age gap or anything. It's more just like taboo. But the girl is older. But nothing happens until like the student is of age anyway. But it's like a survival story. They get stuck on like an island with just the two of them.
And then you said Loving Mr. Daniel by Brittany C. Cherry. That's like a teacher student. So
yeah,
like a little bit of an age gap.
Yeah, that one is. Yeah.
This one, I'm going to read a Penelope Douglas book, which she's also an indie author, so that you can double up with her. And the cover of the one that I'm reading is really pretty. I'm going to read Credence because you are
in for it, Beth.
Wow. From what I've heard, it's a lot. But I feel like just because we read these, y'all have to understand we don't condone any of this. Okay, let me just put that out there. We're here for a good time.
Yeah.
And it's like her and her step uncle and step cousins is what I've heard, right?
Yep, I read it.
Yes.
That's what it is.
I couldn't get all the way through. I stopped halfway. Sorry.
It's also kind of like a slow burn too, but
really. See, I like thrillers. The darker, the better. The more messed up,
the
more I enjoy them. So that's why I'm like, maybe let me tiptoe into this.
Let me know what you think when you read it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna vlog every day, so you will know.
I'm kind of.
But I'm gonna be reading and vlogging too, so I don't know if I'll have time to watch.
I will update on my Instagram. But yeah, that's the one I'm gonna read for that.
Also, just like anything by Pepper Winters is probably going to be out of your comfort zone. It's also indie published.
Yeah,
I have.
You're looking for a paranormal romance. I would say Layla by Colleen Hoover, because that was just crazy. It wasn't out of my comfort zone, but it was just
different,
very, very weird.
This also, well, some people call this a thriller.
What is it?
I think it's a romance with a thriller with like a thriller accent, or I don't know. But Verity, I feel like is heavy on romance. And it would probably be the comfort zone if you don't read thrillers. It's also really good thriller, like if you want to dive into the thriller.
I think that was out of Colleen Hoover's comfort zone, so you could count that.
Yeah, it had to be. Colleen Hoover because that girl is crazy.
When? Okay.
But I rated it 5 stars, so
I do.
I feel like
I rated it 4 because I don't like ambiguous endings, but
okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that killed me at the end. I was like, we've got all the way to this point, and you give me that. Are you serious?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was a 5-star. Like, I was still shocked at how I wanted to rate it because it went between like a 4 and a 5, and I was like, but the way you acted, but it's a 5 because I'm shocked. And I'm like, my stomach is feeling sick.
Another
so I was like,
that's very similar is He Will Be My Ruin by K.A. Tucker. That one's got more of a thriller romance vibe to it. I think Verity was better. However, that one's really good. So I would recommend, if you have heard Verity so many times, but you're looking for something similar, I check that one out.
Yeah. If you're also looking for a romance thriller, now this one isn't going to be like in the same concept of normal thriller, but it's very thrilling and it's very dark. It's Colleen Hoover's Too Late, which hardly anybody, I feel like, talks about.
Love that one.
That one is way better than Verity, in my opinion. But it's also very dark and messed up. So there's a lot of trigger warnings.
Yeah.
So you have to like make sure that you look those up before going.
And the cover's really beautiful.
Y'all follow
it's
Colleen
gorgeous.
Hoover on TikTok?
Oh, I don't think I do. I need to.
She
did. Oh, first off, you should see her house decor. It's going to open your mind to Colleen Hoover. Then she talks about how she wonders why nobody ever questions her sanity, because you need to go back and reread the first line of all of her books. And so, like, even in Ugly Love, hang on. The first line of the book says, "Somebody stabbed you in the neck, young lady." Like, it, I don't know. But after you see like how she decorates her house, you will understand why she wrote Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Wow.
There's like clowns and baby dolls and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, no.
She's
Wow.
That's a no for me.
Yeah.
Jess is like, if I win a trip, I'm giving it to somebody else.
She can come visit me. I'm not visiting her.
I feel like fantasy romance is out of a lot of people's comfort zone. So Paranormal is Dark Lover. Wait, I think, did I write it right? Dark Lover by J.R. Ward. Vampires. A Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher.
Dark Brotherhood.
It's the, I think
it's like 20 something books long.
It is. It's hella long. But the first one is Dark Lover, I think. And then A Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher is like a little bit more like fantasy, like takes a little bit more to comprehend the world. But Radiance by Grace Draven is super heavy on romance, like not heavy on world building. So like there's no world building comprehension needed. So if you don't like that, Radiance by Grace Draven, I feel like is really good, because like you really don't need to think about the world at all. Yeah. And I already recommended From Blood and Ash because that's my child, but it's fine.
And for young adult, Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead.
Facts.
It's really coming to TV. Same person who did the Vampire Diaries is bringing the Vampire Academy to
Okay, TV. But we have problems with her. Anyways.
Rochelle Mead?
No, the Julie Plec, the director. Apparently she's like really trash. So I don't know how I feel. But
I don't look into people's lives like that, I guess. I'm just here for a good time.
And then another YA paranormal is Kingdom of the Wicked by Carmen Escalco. The first book isn't super heavy on romance, but the second one's coming out, and apparently that one's going to be like new adult and like more heavy on the romance. And I really liked Kingdom of the Wicked. It was really good. It's like a romance between a witch and a prince of hell. Like, who doesn't want that? I'm just saying.
That does sound interesting.
Yeah.
I think another one is like for like motorcycle romance, for like also age gap. It can also be for like a new to you author. Gianna Darling, Inked in Lies is one that I have on my list. I heard the whole series is like age gap, motorcycle, centered around the motorcycle club. So I'm like, interesting. I think I may read that. I do own one of the books on Kindle. So I'm just like, might as well read.
So you read Welcome to the Dark Side, that series?
I have not. Not. I was like, I feel like, should I start from the beginning, or should I just pop one in and just like read one? I don't know.
The romance YouTubers that I follow all say skip the first one.
Yeah, and I was like,
A Lesson in Corruption.
But mostly because it's a teacher-student relationship, but the teacher is a woman, and I think they said that it's better when you're reading when the love interest is an older man. I don't know. And so the second book is an older man.
Yeah.
Like a daddy kink type book.
Mm-hmm.
Like a daddy. Hearing all of these recommendations, I feel like I haven't even dipped my toe into romance. Like,
No, right?
like literally it's like, this is how much I've read, and like out of my comfort zone is like,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to read more, apparently. I think I need to read more that aren't as popular. I think sometimes I fall into like only reading like all the ones everyone's talking about, or like all the ones that like
I feel like especially if you go indie, then it's like a whole new world.
Yeah, because I feel like I've been disappointed with a lot of those like just really popular same ones. I think I need to read some of these other ones that you guys are talking about.
Yeah. That's
And
why
also, like indie authors don't really follow like a specific formula, you know what I mean? Like it's not the same, kind of like thrillers. Like thrillers have the same type of format and things like that.
Yeah,
So,
that's because the publisher is like, you have to fit this mold, and they're like, then I'm not going with you. I'm going to publish it myself.
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of booktubers that I follow that just read romance, because I don't know if they just read romance. I feel like a lot of them also read like a ton, and then they read like 400 books a year, and then they have so many recommendations for me.
Yeah. I guess I just wonder, like, if you read, well, I guess Bintu, you read mostly romance. So like, do you ever get like, I get this way even with thrillers. Like if I would only read thrillers, I get like tired of it really quickly.
Yeah.
Is that how it feels? Because it's like, is that how it feels when you only read romance?
Yeah, that's why I get burnt out in some tropes, because it's like the same thing.
That's
So I'm a
true.
little bit pickier now about like which romance book is like, you know how it's gonna start and then finish.
Yeah.
That makes
I feel like every year I do Romanceathon. By the time it ends, I jump into like a thriller and I'm like, 5 stars. It was so good. Cause I'm like, I don't ever want to read a romance again.
I think that's why a lot of people read like, because there's so many subgenres of romance. I feel like that's why they'll read like a dark mafia romance, and then read like a historical romance, and then a contemporary. And I feel like if you move within the subgenres, I feel like you don't get as burnt out.
Yeah.
Because there's
Keeps
just
it fresh,
so many.
you know.
To spice it up.
Has anybody read the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey?
No, but tell me all about it.
Well,
No.
I watched a girl's live on TikTok, and she was talking about it because, well, see, on TikTok, a lot of people are like stuck in the past.
Literally.
And so she was talking about how it reminds her of Rosalie from Twilight. Now, it's been so long since I even read a Twilight book to even remember Rosalie's past, but apparently it's a girl who, she's not a vampire, but it's a woman really. And I think she gets like raped or assaulted, and then she goes for revenge, and she takes them out one by one, but she leaves like the main culprit for the very end, so he knows that she's coming for him. And I think the love interest is an FBI agent, and they're supposed to be really short too. I don't know, but I've seen a lot of people talk about it on TikTok, but not on
That
YouTube.
sounds good.
You had me at FBI agent. Oh my gosh, wait,
Oh, another FBI.
There's one that
Yeah, but that sounds like W. Winters.
Hold on. Okay, there's this one that my friend recommended, and I don't know. I watched her video and I immediately downloaded the audiobook because I was like, I need this. Couldn't tell you why. It's with Visions of Red, and apparently like it's super dark. FBI agent. I think there might be a serial killer, and they get into like, what is it called? When they like, not bondage. Okay, it's with rope, but it's like it's not bondage. I forget what it's called.
Oh, isn't it like letter? Like there's like letter, like it's a abbreviation for.
Is it like BDSM?
Yeah.
No, I think it's like, it might be, but there's like a specific name for it. I'm trying to look. Oh yeah, it's a profiler, and it's on Kennel Unlimited.
What's the name of this? Because let me tell you what my like buzzwords are: a serial killer and profiler. So
Literally, that's why I was like,
give me the name.
Investigates gory crime scenes and gets into killers' heads, and I was like, so for me, it's called With Visions of Red by Trisha Wolfe.
I'm reading that one.
It's okay. I'm trying to see.
Like even in my thrillers, if you follow me, you notice that mostly I read serial killer, fucked up thrillers. So this book sounds right up my alley. And it doesn't bother me when the main protagonist is an FBI agent, because I have a deep, strong love for Spencer Reid. And so
I think think it's a horror romance with a serial killer, or they're hunting down a serial killer, but I forget what it's called. The name of like the rope tying. It's something. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Sounds good.
Read the book, whatever she's
I know.
talking
I'm like, I
Like
literally,
rope
when I
tying,
tell
read it.
you, because I watched the whole video and I literally went and I downloaded it before the video was over. I was like, okay, well, we're getting it. That's just how it is.
Wow, that's awesome.
There's another one with an FBI agent that I just read this morning. It's a novella. So if you like looking for shorter books, I do have like a lot of recommendations are like novellas, just for shorter. And it's like, I think it's called Do You Want Me? And it has this gorgeous cover of like flowers. It's by W. Winters. And it's the same, it's under her name, her other name is Willow Winters. And this is the prequel to it. Yeah, I hadn't even seen it on TikTok, but I just so happened to be, as I'm looking for the recommend this live show, I'm like, oh, that's free. Click, let me buy, because then it doesn't give you any names. It's very like vague-ish in the synopsis. And then on the front page, before you even open up the front page, it gives you like the three like main people. It's like Marcus is the villain, and then they have like Cody is the FBI agent, and then it's Delilah is the one, the criminal lawyer who's in the middle. And I don't think she knows that she's in the middle. And I'm like, so where are we going with this? And it was a shock in 113 pages. I said, we gotta go. Next book, where are you? Where are you?
I kind of like when like it's shorter books and they can like really pack a punch. Like I like that.
Yeah.
Instead of like you read really long ones and you're like, okay, I waited to the very end to even have anything exciting happen.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, what happened? I need something to go. I need you not to drag along in the middle because I'm going to stop it. But she really, really packed the punch in that one. So I'm thinking I'm going to read the next one because it just sounds really good. I was like, the way it ended, it was like the villain, he only comes up like twice, at the beginning and at the end. And at the end, leaves off with a cliffhanger. I said, oh no, sir. Look, one, where are you?
That's awesome.
I need you.
You were like, you can take all my money.
Exactly.
Someone in the comments said it. It's shibari. It's like Japanese rope bondage, I think. That's what
okay.
And you can even see it on the cover. The cover's super beautiful. Yeah, but someone said it and I was like, thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, next prompt is for indie romance authors. So recommendations for indie romance authors.
I feel like we've said a lot.
Yeah.
But like Courtney Milan, Alexandra House, Marie Force, Brittany C. Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
Like my whole Kindle app. I watch a YouTube
exactly.
named More to Mary. I don't know if she's Australian. She will make an iPhone book the way she talks about these books.
I just found her like 3 or 4 months ago, and then I refer her to one of my other friends in real life, and she binge watched all of her videos.
Wow.
I did too, like all of her book recommendation videos, because she does do other things. But the girl will make you buy a phone book. Like that's how.
She's really great too if you're looking for like dark romance too as well, because she's
her favorite is
dark romance.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna read for your indie author?
Oh, I forgot.
I'm going to read this one because I saw it on TikTok and it had me hooked. This is apparently it's in a series too, but this is one where the author was kind of acting out the book in a way, but basically a woman gets dumped. She goes out to the bar. She meets a guy. They have great chemistry. They decide to go back to his place and they make rules that they won't exchange last names or information and no contact out of that. And she ends up pregnant and she can't find the guy. And then like 3 or 4 years later, her daughter has to have emergency surgery. And guess who's the surgeon?
Oh.
Wait, what is this title? Hold on.
Oh, wait, that's who that was.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out on TikTok who that was.
Yeah. Hour by Jennifer Milliken. And it's a series, but this is book 1.
This kind of sounds, I don't know, they might not be similar, but there's this book called The Doctor by Nikki Sloan, and everybody loves Nikki Sloan, but I haven't read one of her books.
I'm probably gonna either read, I have two Brittany C. Cherry books, Eleanor and Gray, we've already talked about it, and Loving Mr. Daniel, or A Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Probably
Isn't
gonna
our
read
buddy read?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Isn't our buddy read also
Yep.
an indie
It is.
author? So you can also double up on that one too.
I'm gonna
And
read.
then
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, you're.
V Love. I found her through KU. She's like that. I think she writes like mostly novellas. But the one that piqued my interest was But Without Haste. I think it's like a cooking novella, I think. But I know it's like super short. And another is Sawyer Lee. She just dropped another book, I think recently. And the one that I recently read was Mixing It Up. It's pretty good. So those are both novellas if you're looking for like shorter reads that are on KU. So
Anybody read anything by Jade West?
No.
Teach Me Dirty is what I want to read. I don't remember what it is now, but I downloaded it for this, but now I don't remember what it is.
Another series that I love, I read this like years ago, but it's called Fallen Too Far by Abby Gleims.
yeah.
I read that.
I think she's an indie author, but I love back then when I was like really into smut, I loved all of her books.
That reminds me
I
of
think
like
that one came with the soundtrack, right?
I think so. It's been years since
vaguely
I've read it. I
remember
would love to
that.
reread it.
I
yeah,
feel like,
I read.
go ahead. Sorry.
She was really popular in like 2014. It was she had another series called like The Seaside or something or another.
She had a
Like
lot
back
of
in the day with like Easy by Tamara Weber. Jennifer L. Armentrout had her college new adult books.
Mhm.
I don't know if she's still considered indie, but
A good. Well, we already talked about Elle Kennedy, and I haven't read The Deal, but The Chase by Elle Kennedy, I love.
It was really good.
Sarah and I both read it for my book club, and I tell you, I literally had the best time reading this book. I was like, I'm laughing out loud. I'm literally like, I was just living my best life reading this book, and I just didn't expect it, but it was so
it
good.
makes me feel so much better because like I bought this one just because I love the cover.
I think
But then
they're.
I was like, TikTok blew this series out. Like that's
Yeah.
why
Mhm.
I see it all over TikTok. But then I was like, maybe it's not really that good because I don't see people on YouTube ever.
Their companion series, but like as I said, I don't really know that much about The Deal, but The Chase, just something about it. Like it had so many tropes in it, and it just made me so happy. I was literally like everything. I loved it.
And it
And
has a ton of parallels to Pretty Little Liars.
It
Like
doesn't, Sarah.
it does though. Like the last
she's
name
like- she's
Hastings,
like
like
parallels,
literally
like, as
De
in
Laurentiis was the last name. Like it was.
It's not
Elle
parallels
Kennedy is
plot
obsessed
wise.
with Pretty Little Liars. I'm calling it now.
It was like names, not plot wise.
Well, yeah, not
okay.
plot wise, but just like names.
Yes. And then for this, I think I'm gonna read Go Deep by Riltzy Adams, which is a novella. And
I heard
I've
that's
heard-
so good.
I heard it's so good. It's like I think that the main character, she writes like erotica and like she needs like inspiration, and there's like a friends to lovers romance, and it's like super short. I'm also reading it for cover love because the cover's super beautiful. Yes, look at the
Oh,
cover.
I have that on
I
my
was like,
Kindle
okay.
actually.
I was like,
Whoa,
that's
that
a
looks
silhouette.
nice. I feel like I have most of like what I wanted to put on my TBR is like indie romance, and so like I have no clue what I'm gonna pick, but I have like The Guy on the Right by
Love that
Kate Stewart.
one.
Yeah, I've heard this one's really good, so I've had it on my shelf for a while. I need to get to it. Then I've heard this one's Sad, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, and
I
then
think you'll like that one.
On the Rocks by Candy Steiner, which like I haven't read Small Town Romance, so I feel like I should really read this one. And then this one I just got. This is Torn by Carrie Ann Colt, and this is age gap, like taboo. So she said when she was 5 years old, she told Torrin Grace that she was going to marry him, and he's 15 years older than her, so she's like 18 now. And it's her father's best friend. So
that one sounds.
And like, look at that cover. That cover looks like.
I feel like you'll love Archer's Voice. I haven't read it, but I feel like it's right up your alley, Jacqueline.
Okay, so maybe I should put this on my TBR. I feel like I have so many.
I think
I'm
it's
like
super emotional, and like there's like a communication barrier because I think he's deaf or he can't speak or both. I can't remember, but I feel like you really like it because I think it's really emotional.
Okay, well then maybe I'll put that one as my indie author. There's too many decisions.
Yes. Oh, another one that I have is Royally Screwed by Emma Chase. If you like royalty romances or like you've never really read one, it's just really funny. Like I love that book because it made me laugh a lot. I read it like twice. I had a good time.
Nikki Sloan. I've never read her, but I've heard nothing but amazing things about the doctor and the pool boy.
Yes. And there's another one, The Initiation, and I think that one might be Reverse Harem. I think. I'm not sure. Don't. It's not Reverse Harem. Don't come at me. But I think. Don't take my word. But I think maybe. But yeah.
Someone in the comments just said that The Chase by Elkie is free right now on Kindle.
It's always free on Kindle. It's been free for like forever.
Yeah, on the audiobook, if you add the audiobook on, it's only like $3.
Yes, I recommend it. Even if you're not going to read it for the readathon, you guys should you should read it. It's
a fun time. Yeah.
It's literally the best time. And like, I think I really liked it because at first the main character, I found her so annoying. I was like, what in the world? But then she's like super feminist and like, she really stands up for what she believes in. And then there's like Grumpy Sunshine. He plays hockey. And it was just everything I wanted and more. Okay. Sarah's like, Deja, this is too much.
No, I'm like, I feel you. I get it.
It was Sarah.
Okay, so let's move on to, we have read your favorite romance author's backlist title, and backlist just means that it's not newly published. It's not like the 2021 like new release. So if you guys want to go through like what you're going to read, like your favorite authors, maybe a couple of the ones that you're looking at, or your favorite authors and a couple of the ones that like you would recommend, like either or is fine.
I am going to be reading Regretting You by Colleen Hoover because it's the only Colleen Hoover that I have not read, I think.
You got to send me messages when you read that one.
Really? I think there's like a few of hers that I have not read, but this is the only one that I currently own that I need to read. And I've tried to start it like 5 times and I just get distracted. So this is what I'm planning on reading.
Nice. I think for me, it'll be My Soul to Keep. I think it's a trilogy. It's a trilogy by Kenny Ryan. Because I just finished rereading for like the 3rd, 4th time. The Grip trilogy by Kenny Ryan, and the brother of the main character. This is his love story for 3 books. So I was like, oh, okay, let's go. So I think I'm gonna do that one. And it's also super slow burn, angst, emotional read. It's pure Kenny Ryan. So I was like, okay, I'm ready for it.
Nice.
I don't know, like this prompt was really hard for me because I feel like most authors I've only read like 1 book from. So I just like was like, okay, I'm just gonna pick an author that I liked their first book and I'm just gonna pick everyone. Because I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But I think if you haven't hopped on the Helen Wong train with like the Kiss Quotient, the newest book's coming out later this year, so you should do that. And the Bromance Book Club, there's 3 books out of that. So the newest book's coming out. So if there's a book coming out this year for a series and you haven't caught up on the series, catch up on the series.
That's what I'm doing. I'm continuing in a series.
So my favorite romance author is Colleen Hoover, and I've never read Never Never. There's a couple of her other like first books also that I haven't read, but I'm not a huge fan of like her YA stuff, which is why I haven't gone back. But since I do own Never Never, I want to get to it. But I also have the 3rd in the Romance Book Club series. So this is Crazy Stupid Romance by Lizzie K. Adams, and I loved the first one so much. The second one, it was okay.
Everybody has beef with the second one and it makes me sad.
Do what?
Everybody has beef with the second one and it makes me sad because I feel like everybody's like, oh, I hate the female main character. And I'm like,
didn't hate her.
Me. And I'm like, she's me. So like, it feels like a personal attack.
It was more, no, it was more of the storyline. I thought it was like a cozy mystery instead of a romance. Like I just felt like they were trying to be like detectives and stuff. And I was like,
that's true.
I'm not trying.
That's what they're trying to be detectives in the 3rd one too.
Oh shit.
Gracious. throw the whole book out the window.
Yeah, and buy this. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, I lied earlier when I said my favorite romance book is actually The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But see, I don't like in my brain, it doesn't automatically speak like romance. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think I'm going to read another Taylor Jenkins read.
do after I do if
Rising's
you haven't read
coming
that
out.
one.
I haven't. I've only read.
You have to
Daisy
read that
Jones
one then.
so
It's my favorite.
after I do.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, for me, I kind of just was gonna choose the author that I've read the most from before. So like Taylor Jenkins Reid and Talia Hibbert, like maybe I was gonna read The Princess Trap because I already have that on my Kindle. I know how Deja feels about this book, but like I want to read it. It's on my Kindle already.
Good for you, Sarah. Do it, girl. Do it. I'm in full support.
I mean, you can do it. Okay. In general, like I'm not the biggest Talia Hibbert fan, which like I don't want to be attacked, please. But like The Princess Trap was just like bad. Like the other ones I could see why people would like them, but I love royalty romances. And okay, if you read it, just don't listen to the audiobook. And I feel like you might be okay. The audiobook was the worst thing ever. It's because he has like an accent and I could not understand anything that he was saying. I was like, what are you saying?
I can't listen to an audiobook for a romance with a man talking. And for a romance, I have to put myself in the perspective of a female, I guess because I am female, you know, so like, I don't know. I don't want to be talking, I don't know.
It just gets weird when I'm listening to an audiobook and they're like talking about sex and I'm like, ugh, this feels weird. Like when someone's just like talking.
And it sounds like a 40-year-old man talking.
They're like,
yeah.
Yeah. Taylor Jenkins Reid is a really good option. And like her new book, Malibu Rising, is coming out in tomorrow, I think. So that could definitely be an option for a lot of people if they want to read her older backlist stuff if they haven't yet. A lot of people are saying they loved all the crazy, stupid bromance books.
Yes.
I have the fourth one on my Kindle, The Arc. Isn't there a fourth one? Hang on.
Yeah,
I think the fourth one is coming out soon because this one came out last year. I just never got to it.
Yeah, I still need to get
I think the last one is about the German, right?
The Russian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Russian. Dog. I messed up.
Close
No, you know, it's the one that always goes to the restroom. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I probably won't
one.
read the fourth book. I'm like,
That's
I don't
really
care about your
personality
bathroom
trait.
habits, okay?
Oh, I also forgot
this
like
one?
this weekend. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the new one.
That's pretty.
I really love all the covers.
I also got all those K.A. Tucker books this weekend, so maybe I'll do one of those.
The
Tucker's
first
pretty
one's
good.
10 Tiny Breaths, right?
Yeah, I got like the whole series and a novella.
Oh my goodness.
My friend gave it to me, the whole series.
I love that.
Malibu Rising is a family drama.
Yeah, it's not a
Historical,
romance.
Yeah,
historical because it's like in the 60s or 70s or something. But
83.
there you go.
But One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston comes out. I mean, not that that's what we were talking about, but that comes out tomorrow, and that's a female, so that could be like out of your comfort zone, possibly.
I already have that pre-ordered coming.
I know, I'm so excited. I mean, we're reading it for our podcast, so.
I'm reading it for your podcast.
That's funny.
There's also a brand new Penelope Douglas coming out.
Oh, what's that one called?
I don't know, but the cover's really pretty.
Come on, Beth, look it up for me. I'm too lazy.
I think it's like six something trice something. It's like a
Something
pink
like
and
that.
blue something
Yeah.
cover. I'm
Trice
trying to like
six.
visualize it.
Triced 6 Venom. It's hard because my
Ooh, that
computer-
cover is
I
beautiful.
love those colors.
Ooh.
That is so nice.
I like that. When's that come out?
on the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Perfect timing.
Oh, and Real Hollywood Renaissance Book #1 by Kenny Ryan. Her new series comes out June 8th. So
I need to read more Kennedy Ryan.
yes, you should,
I've only
Deja.
read-
You really.
Okay, I've only read Flow because obviously Elise says to read in order. And I was like, this is a novella. It's going to be nothing. I literally was like crying. I was like, from a novella.
Yeah.
Okay? A pre-pulled novella. I was like, okay, Miss
Mhm.
Kennedy. Miss
Yep.
Ryan.
She does that. She does that because in the version that I have, the old special edition that I have of the Grip trilogy, in that edition, she has 2 short stories of Grip and Bristol. And it was only 4 chapters each. I was bawling at 4 something in the morning. I said, "This we can't."
I don't know how Kennedy Ryan does
Gotta
it,
go.
but I think I'm gonna do a
I don't
reading
know.
vlog where I read like a book from like each of her series, or like the popular ones at least.
You should do that, and I will be commenting away.
Hoops one, there's Queen Move,
Yes,
there's
the
obviously
Kingmaker.
Yes, Kingmaker. Yeah.
Key, did you recommend Nikki Sloan? Which books?
I think we talked about Nikki Sloan, but I don't think
Yeah, I don't know who recommended it. They said like a couple, like they were like, oh, this is my favorite one by them or something.
Oh, I don't know.
I think I remember somebody saying the Doctor.
Yes,
And
I said
Pool
the
Boy.
That's sticking
Doctor.
out to me.
Doctor, the Pool Boy.
The
and I
Doctor
think
and the
those
Pool
are the
Boy
only
I
ones
talked about a
mentioned.
lot, and the Initiation. I think I said it might have reverse harem, but don't quote me on it. Don't. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it says like she's in like a boardroom with like a whole bunch of men, and I was like reverse harem, but it might not be.
I know another popular author is Christina Lauren, and I know Gwen loves Christina Lauren. Me and her have like a love-hate relationship, but I would also say The Unhoneymooners would be a good one to check out.
Oh.
It's Hate to Love. So, and it's a summer read. So,
And
That book got me
one's funny.
so mad.
Sarah said absolutely not.
The only
That got
Christina
me
Lauren book
so
that I like.
mad at the end. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I liked the Unhoneymooners, but like the Fade to Black really had me. When it's an adult romance and it's Fade to Black, it really just
Yeah.
it triggers some.
yeah, I'll agree with you on that one then.
Especially
funny.
considering
I'm
their
not
first
it.
books. Their first books, what were they called? Like Dirty Bastard or something. Like
Yeah,
they're
Yeah.
not clean. But now I read what's it called? Half Night Stand or
yeah.
Favorite
Yeah.
half-
I really like that because of the friend group. It reminded me a lot of like the Big Bang Theory. But also like you used to write smut and now you write rom-com.
That's funny. Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. I actually
I know,
like,
yeah.
it's not that I prefer, I guess, the Fade to Black. It's just like when a book is just smut, I'm like, this isn't doing anything for me. Like I just, I'd rather have it in real life, not just reading about it in a book. So I like more of the
Mhm.
emotional dynamic of it instead.
Well, if it's like a literary fiction book with like romance,
Yeah.
like I don't know, Emily Henry books or something like that, then sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like Christina Lauren is like romance across the board. And so I feel like you
Not like
expect
emotional.
yeah.
It's not like a Taylor Jenkins Reid book or a Nicholas Sparks. It's like
It's just like rom-com.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which
like,
I
if
did
want-
think it was like the Honeymooners. To me, rom-com is like, it's supposed to be like funny and cute. And like, I thought that's like, it definitely was funny and cute,
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just saying though, if I want Fade to Black, I could just read YA. I'm just saying, like that's what I would do. Like I want, like give me something, like at least one scene, at least one. Like
Especially if it's built up. If you
Yeah.
build me up and we get to the end and it's fade to black.
and especially if I
That's gonna
don't
come for
know-
you.
if I go in not knowing it's Fade to Black, it's way worse. Like if I'm prepared, then that's it. But like I'm waiting
Yeah.
and then it's just like bye. And I'm like, why though?
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the next prompt. New to you romance author.
I feel like we recommended so many authors.
Yeah.
Like what more do we have?
Yeah.
I'm reading one of these. I don't know which one, but one of them.
Okay.
I'm
reading
reading
Beach
Vacation.
I rated
I
both
prefer
5
that
stars.
one over
Beth.
Beach Read.
I rated both 5 stars. I read, them the year they came out, obviously. But looking back on it now, I definitely liked People We Meet on Vacation more. So if you want to like work from the bottom and work your way up to better, maybe start with Beach Read. But if you just want to start with the best.
I wish I would have did that with Sally Thorne because I read The Hating Game first,
Yep.
which I loved. And then I tried to read 99% Mine, and I think I got like halfway through, and then I just stopped.
It was so bad.
It
99%
was bad.
Mine was
I
like,
DNF'd
it was like a completely different author. I don't even
Yes.
understand. Like, was the first one a ghostwriter or was that one a ghostwriter? Because
Oh my
like,
God.
I
I
know it's
wonder
not the
that.
same author that
It's
wrote that
the
book.
Oh no.
Also, why I'm scared to pick up her new one because
I know,
don't-
but Sarah said she liked it.
But see, I don't like
Isn't
the
that the
cover
one with the
she
turtles
did.
on it?
Ew, and there's a bad
I'm
boy who's
excited
actually,
about
like,
it, but I'm
cute and
nervous.
soft, you know?
I was going through like on the years that I've had Goodreads, and apparently I read 99% Mine, and I'm like, when though? Like, I literally, if somebody, I would have said like I never read it. Like, I had no recollection that I read it ever. And I gave it 2 stars, but I didn't give anything less than 3 stars. So like that was saying a lot then. I was like, okay,
It was
like
real
That's
bad.
scary.
Yeah, it was. I started, and then the thing is, I started on audio, and I was like 10 minutes, and I said, "So, this is not hating game material. Bye, DNF. Stop. Return. Here you go."
We
I could
love
not-
that.
there is no way you are the same author. There's completely no way that you wrote The Hating Game, a book that I rated 5 stars, and I can't even get through.
I know.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
No, ma'am. Return.
I kind
I'm
of
glad you agreed. It was like not the same author though.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way
was like-
about Josie Silver. I wish I would have worked my way up, like read the 2 Lives of Lydia Bird first and then read One Day in
Yeah.
December, because One Day in December was so good. The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird, not so good. Perfect cover, beautiful cover.
Yeah, the cover
Yeah.
is
Just
beautiful.
like the substance wasn't there.
And the
Exactly.
synopsis sounded so good.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I DNF'd that one because I was like, nope, this is not what I thought it
You
was
like
going to be.
alternative reality, Jacqueline. So I was shocked you didn't like that one.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
also
it just
kind of
was
like-
not. Yeah.
Is it called 5 Years Later by Rebecca Searle? You know, where she like
Yes,
Uh-huh.
In 5 years.
In 5
goes
years.
back.
Mhm.
I was really that one.
Yeah, that one was more of like a friendship than like a romance.
I know, and I hate when they sit here and tell us that it's a romance. This is not a romance. This is
Yeah.
not a romance.
Yeah.
That's how I
Thank
felt
you,
about
Goodreads,
Just
for
Last
reminding
Night.
me.
Yeah, Just Last Night by Vuri McFarlane, I felt like was also like that, where it was more a friendship and
Mhm.
not a romance. And I was like, this is not what I
That's
like.
why we don't use
The
Goodreads
cover,
anymore,
the
guys.
synopsis is not what it was.
Exactly.
What did you
This
say?
is why we have all switched over to the story graph
Story.
because
graph.
Goodreads is down. No.
Yeah, so that one was definitely not.
I did read a book that I did like that had alternate timelines in it, but the author is kind of problematic. So like I don't know if I want to recommend it.
James is like,
But it's Landline by Rainbow Rowell.
Oh,
I
it's
did read that
Rainbow.
Everyone's just like, oh,
It's
I did
Rainbow.
like that book though.
Oh, that's
it's a
why
good book.
Beth
I
said
liked
like,
it.
Beth said like Easy by Tamara Weber, or no, I don't think it was that book. It was like in the same like time period. There was apparently like an author that was like super like, and I got rid of my book. I said I unhaul, but I don't think it's Easy. I think it's something else.
I know the only author that I think is really well in that era was Jamie McGuire.
That one. It was
Yep.
that one with the Beautiful Disaster.
yes, I
Mystery.
read
Mhm.
that. Yeah. I read
Apparently
that.
she's
It's
like,
not even the books. Like I don't mind reading about toxic relationships because
Oh,
one,
we
it's
love
fiction. I
toxic
can separate myself from that. And like 2, I have Den of Vipers on my TBR. So I mean, serial killers are my go-to. So like I don't condone what I read. But when a bitch is racist, bye-bye.
literally.
Like if you go to her Twitter, that's all I'm saying. Her herself, she's a disgusting human being.
Yeah, that's why I got rid of that book. I was like, no.
I saw like 2 books on like Bookstagram and I think TikTok that keeps popping up that I wanted to read. I think it'll probably be like new to people authors. Is Ella Mace, Marriage for One. I started that. I'm like 5% in. It's like hate to
I've heard
love,
it's so good.
arranged marriage, office romance, slow burn, like a
Yes.
smidgen of like Mariana Zapata, but like not too much because like some people don't prefer a slow burn. I am a slow burn queen. I love, give me a book with a slow burn. Like I have read practically almost every Mariana Zapata book and I love slow burn. So if you're looking for slow burn, that's one. And then another one is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena. What's her last
I've
name?
heard of that.
I haven't heard of that.
I can't, like the cover is really, really pretty summery. It's like taking
Mhm.
place in like Spain. hate to love, arranged marriage, office romance,
What's the
again,
title?
slow burn. It's the Spanish love deception. It's like a coral pink. And it's taking place in Spain. I think she has to have an arranged marriage because one of her family members is getting married in Spain. So she has to instead of her family asking. Yes, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not me getting close trying to see.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, it's hard to see because my
it's-
computer.
Oh. That's
Oh,
cute.
I got mine
It's really
from
pretty.
NetGalley, though. That's why
I follow the author, and I think she was promoting and stuff, and I think either one day it was like 99 cents or it was like on KU. I was like, okay, it's on KU. Loan. Okay. We're
what
gonna
about
read that.
TL Swan?
I've heard that.
I keep
the
seeing
Swans
her.
are
The
really
Takeover.
good.
I hear a lot of people talk about The Takeover.
Yes,
Like
but
the
I think the
series?
I
Takeover
keep
is
seeing the
the second
stopover.
book. Yes,
That's the second book, right?
the stopover is the second book, and the takeover is the first book. But I hear a ton about
Gotcha.
this one. There's so many books that I want to read. I made my TBR kind of small, but I'm hoping to read like a billion more books than my TBR. That's my plan.
Oh, and there's another one too. The one that I want by S.L. Scott. I found all these people through me trying to find recommendations for these prompts. So I haven't read any of them, but the one that I want by S.L. Scott, it's an office romance, neighbors to lovers, grumpy sunshine dynamic. If you're feeling it, hey, go for it. It's also in KU. Most of these are in KU as well. So
I haven't read this author, but she does. I think there's a whole series, and it's plus size rep series. Olivia Dade.
yes,
I've
yep,
heard
I have her on my
And
list.
40 Love, I think, is maybe the first one.
Yeah,
I think
have a
that
whole
may be
bunch
the
of her
second
books.
one.
Yeah, I
Second
think
one?
it is
Okay.
too.
Because I just got approved for
It's
one,
Teach
her
Me.
newest one off NetGalley. Teach Me.
Is the first one, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the first one. Yeah.
Oh, and she also wrote Spoiler Alert.
Okay, I was gonna
Yes.
ask that, yeah, because I have that on my TBR. I would like to read that, and I think the cover is really cute.
If you like to,
Yeah,
if you like to read to feel, because I know there are people that like to read to feel. Making Faces by Amy Harmon.
Oh
We'll have
no,
Making
I heard
Faces.
that.
It's
Oh
hard.
no, I heard that makes people
But it's
cry.
so good. But it's heartbreaking.
Oh no, I don't want to cry.
It's not like a bad ending though. I don't like when they're like Nicholas Sparks. Don't Nicholas
Yeah,
Sparks.
Nicholas Sparks is not even technically romance because there's no happily
no.
ever after happily.
After.
It's not a happily
Whoa,
ever
am I
after.
supposed to be reading Nicholas Sparks this whole time? Why?
Well, like I've only read a few by him. Like the Lucky One, there is a romance, and the romance itself is a happily ever after.
Okay,
It's a
that's good.
side plot that's really sad.
I don't want to, no, I'll just stick
That
to
must be my
movies.
whole problem then, is I shouldn't be reading romance if that means just happily ever after.
Yeah, maybe you need to read some Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, because happily ever after doesn't happen all the time in real
No.
life. So
Yeah,
where
That's
are
why
those
I read
books
about
at?
Those are
serial
like-
killers.
I think they're considered like women's fiction, even though I don't like that term. But I think like Nicholas Sparks is technically women's fiction, so maybe you would like more women's fiction, Jackie.
Yeah, I will definitely write that down because I thought Nicholas Sparks was just like, I don't know, I guess because it was like older and I was just like,
I
oh,
like.
it's kind of like the older thing. There's nothing new there. So I've actually liked, like, I love The Notebook and Safe Haven. I think I've watched that movie.
I've read that one too.
But I've never
I used to
read
read-
any of the books ever.
when I used to read back in the day before I discovered that young adult was a thing. So like in 2009, like way back in the day, Nicholas Sparks, I would buy all of his books, and then Jodi Picoult, she also writes
Oh yeah.
good. Like if you like to read to feel, like she's really good
Okay.
as well. And then
Yeah.
I discovered Vampire Academy, and then I discovered Twilight, and then it was just like
Game over.
bye Nicholas Sparks.
Not by Nicholas Sparks.
I feel like I got into reading after like Jodi Picoult and Nicholas Sparks. And so maybe I need to dive back into more. of
I mean, they still have new releases. They're still writing, but I feel like the main people that we watch on YouTube or that y'all watch, because I feel like I'm the oldest person on YouTube.
How old are you?
33.
You are not the oldest person, but okay.
But I've been making YouTube videos since 2012. So when I started, I was in my early 20s, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like the older demographic still reads Nicholas Sparks and Jodi Picoult and
Yeah.
Dan Brown and
Mhm.
Lee
Yeah.
Child and all
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah, and I've never read any of those.
Because like Karen Slaughter is one of my favorite authors. This is not romance. If you're looking for love, don't read her books.
Yeah.
But she was also really popular way back in the day. So she's not that popular on YouTube because she's an older author. But on TikTok, man, they got some. If you're in like the thriller area on TikTok, I found my people.
Get
over
me
there.
to that area. Send me some TikToks so I can get on thriller TikTok.
Right.
Same.
I don't know. There's a thriller side of now that I'm thinking about it, there's literally every side of
Every
TikTok.
side.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, it's like YouTube. There's like, I feel like there's a group of people that only read the top YA, top of the shelf books, you know, like in cap type books. And then there's the people who read like me. I read dark shit and I read whatever, like, you know, and then there's people that only read, what is this kind of stuff? Indie romance books. And there's other people who only read historical fiction romance books. And then it's like that on TikTok. When I first got into Book Talk,
Super neat.
I found, what is it? You know, Sarah J. Maas, right? And I liked one of those videos, and I swear to God, it took about a year to get out of that part of TikTok.
That's so funny.
Because all they do is wear crowns and talk about the same like 5 books, you know? No offense to them, but like there's more out there besides like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then you just have to type in like other things like thriller book talk or horror book talk or whatever.
I'm not
But
even.
there are other people out there, adult book talk.
I feel like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not sure about TikTok, but I know with YouTube, like, there's so many times where like the algorithm just doesn't bring me like the people that I need to be watching. Like, Beth, I didn't even know about you for so long, and it's like you
Nobody
read dark
does.
thrillers, and I read dark thrillers. So I'm like, YouTube, what is your problem? Like, why don't you tell me about these people?
yeah, because Beth, I think I remember when you first started your channel earlier, and I was like, and then somehow the algorithm lost you. And I was like, wait a minute, I feel like she's so familiar. I was like, oh my God, this is taking me back to 2013 when I started.
I'm telling you.
Like, it's like it made you disappear. And I was like, then you read, I was like, what the world?
I don't know if it's because I deleted all of my older videos. And then it was like,
that's probably
once that happened, it's like my channel doesn't grow anymore. I'm just like stuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like it has a lot to do with like aesthetics of videos, most like
That
thumbnails,
probably.
titles,
And
tags.
then I'm old. I feel like younger people.
Yeah. No,
God,
like
33 is not
Deja,
old.
those
I'm not
younger
saying
people.
no.
Stop calling
I'm
it
not saying
old,
it's
okay?
old. I'm not saying 33 is old, but like they do prioritize more like 20, 21, 22, like younger people on the algorithm.
You got to be like good.
That's
looking.
ageist, but we won't talk about that.
I'm so
It's the truth. Like I've been on YouTube since 2012. I was here back in the day when it was like me, Jesse the Reader, he's still here, but like Priscilla from the Readables, Chapter
Mhm.
Chicks. I don't know if y'all remember them.
Yep.
Like
Oh my God.
I was in a book club with Heather from Bookables, me, Price is Wong, Ermengarde Burks. Like back in the day, you know, I was one of the big.
yeah.
I
I
had
think
almost 20,000 subscribers, and then I took a break and then deleted all my videos, and then it just
that's crazy.
the algorithm really fucked me over. I'm just still around and over here.
No, I literally started making videos when I was like 13 for no reason. And then those are deleted. They're gone. You can't find them.
She's like, don't even look. Don't try.
Don't even
Don't
try.
look.
But I was like, I made videos from like 2015, I think, to like 2017 or 2018. And those are all terrible and cringy. So I deleted all of those. It was terrible. But I knew nobody in the community at all. So it was a terrible time. I hated my life, but it's fine. I was like, because I was so young, like nobody wanted to talk to me. I was literally a child. I wouldn't want to talk to me either.
YouTube wasn't a thing when I was young. That's so old.
Yeah, and I didn't even watch YouTube and like YouTube at all, or BookTube in general. I was homeschooled, so like sheltered life right here. But all those people that you're talking about, like I'm like, wow,
You don't
missed
know
out on all
things
of that
anymore?
because I didn't know any of that. So
No.
that's
I
crazy.
started watching BookTube when I was 13. No. In 2013, I was 11. Oh, not the dogs.
Wow.
I was 11. I remember I brought we had like 5th grade like reading time. I was literally in 5th grade and I literally brought Fangirl with me and I was reading it in the middle. I know Rainbow Rowell, but I was like reading a little college, a book about a college freshman, and I'm in 5th grade. I was like, this is.
And see,
We were like, she's so grown up.
I know
And
my
like
teacher
now,
loves me.
I feel weird. So like now, what did I just read? Punk 57. Everybody's like, I love that book so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am a 33-year-old. I don't want to read about no 17-year-olds doing the da-da-da-da in the back of a car. Like I feel gross.
Yeah.
So I have to watch what romance books that I read because I don't want to. That's to me, it's like I'm looking at child pornography because it's they're children and I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
But it's like opposite.
Okay, last prompt that we have is hate to love.
I don't know.
Ooh,
One that I
I have
just
a lot
read.
of things.
One I just read is called The Knockout Rule by Kelly. I don't know how to pronounce it. Her last name, SIS Kind, Sis Kind or something. It's like a boxing romance, hate to love. It's really good. I really liked it. I also like accidentally engaged, even though it is fade to black. Go in knowing that. Okay, I'm just putting that warning. But accidentally engaged, I liked it because it was like different. Like I feel like it was different than what I normally read, and I was like interested. And then I like Why One's Tweet Cute. I really like, even though it's why it's so cute because they have like competing businesses. Anytime that's in like a romance, especially like YM, like I literally love this. The competing businesses is what gets me. And then Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. It's like the you got mail kind of trope. I really like that trope too, where it's like they email or whatever online and then they're anonymous and then they know each other in real life and hate each other. Yeah, I love that.
I just recently watched that movie for the first time.
Me too. I love this trope, but I never watched the movie. And then I watched the movie and I really liked it. It was too long though. My ADHD was like, I had me zoning out so much.
See, I watched that movie when dial-up was a thing. You know? That's how old I am.
Like I remember that. I'm like, you're sitting there like on the phone, like get off the phone. I need to use the internet. Please move. Like
I need to update my MySpace page.
Oh my MySpace.
Yeah.
I found another one too. It's like rom-com-ish. It's like more of like actual rom-com. And it's called Kitty Valentine Dates a Billionaire. And it's like a whole series, very like super cute rom-com. And I think this is hate to love and rom-com. So if you need an actual laugh, and as this girl, she literally goes on a like spin the wheel and like whoever she lands on, a billionaire farmer, like she literally goes on a date with them. I'm like, girl, that's what we're doing. We're having our dating life based off the spinning wheel. Cool. Let me read about it.
Well, Beach Read that you held up, Beth, that's Hate to Love. So it's shipped by Angie Hockman.
Oh yeah.
Red, White, and Royal Blue. If you haven't read that,
So good.
that's
Red, White,
Hate to
and Royal
Love.
So good. It took me a while to jump on the train, but once I was there, I was like, I'm
there.
staying here for life.
Red,
Yes.
White, and Royal Blue is beautiful.
Yes.
The Risk by Elle Kennedy. It's like a school rivalry thing. After We Fall by Melanie Harlow. Heated Rivalry by Rachel Reed. If you want to really get out of your comfort zone, read a classic, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen is a hate to love. The Simple Wild by K.E. Tucker. Beautiful Bastard by Christina Lauren. Lilac by B.B. Reed.
I love
How
Simple
would
Wild.
feel?
It's
When's
so
that?
good. Made me cry.
Yeah, Lilac is a
Really?
polyamorous.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think. I don't.
The Right Wife by Alicia Rye. Really good.
Oh yeah.
Love.
That is hate to love.
I don't like hate to love, so I have no
Of course, The Hating Game. We already talked about that.
One that I would
The Trouble with
personally
Hating
recommend-
You by Sajani Patel. You showed that earlier, Jacqueline.
Yes.
I wouldn't personally recommend this one because I didn't like it, but I know other people have. It has a beautiful cover. The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. I didn't like it, so I'm not going to say I recommend it, but it's hate to love.
The Dating Plan, it's like lilac cover. It was on Book of the Month. Someone also said the X Talk.
Yeah, I DNF'd that one, but
The X Talk is all right. I wouldn't say I recommend it. Don't listen to the audiobook. That's it.
Don't listen to it.
Don't.
No,
No.
don't listen to it. No.
I mean, don't worry, I didn't have it on my list, but still,
Like,
why not?
okay, it doesn't really bother me, but I know
It
Sarah was
bothered me.
really triggered. During the smut scenes, the narrator got a little too into it
Mhm.
and was making a lot of sound effects.
Like a lot of
That
sounds,
is
a lot of
why.
gasping,
Oh
like
my
a lot of sounds.
So don't the audiobook, be cautious. And
Made me
the audiobook-
uncomfy.
because
But I was like, if I was reading this, it would have been fine. But like
Yes.
listening to somebody else reading,
Could you
it
imagine
like
if you
that
were
was
like
just-
had a headphone in and you're like around other people?
but I think it's because like you want to listen to it on audiobook because it has like the podcast element.
Mhm.
But like no, it's not worth
That's
it.
why I was shocked you said not to listen to it.
Because
of the
okay,
podcast, but
again, it didn't really bother me because I don't know. I'm not fazed by anything like that. But like I would just be cautious because some people may not like their audiobook narrators getting too into scenes like that. Like
No,
Sis
not
really
me.
thought
He
she was
was
a whole
way too
actor.
into it. Way
She thought
too
she was
into
a
it.
whole actor. She was like, I'm here. I'm getting paid for my job and I'm gonna put 110%.
Wow. I'm the type of person where I watch movies and during the sex scenes, I'm like, wow, how uncomfortable is that to have to film that?
I saw this picture of like, because you know how they do like the different angles of like the
Yes.
people? They literally have to like stand on top
Is
of
it on
them.
TikTok? I saw that
Yeah.
last night on TikTok.
I was like,
yeah, and he's like holding the man's legs.
and the man was like, I was like, this is an absolute no. I would hate my.
Yeah, me and my husband, we watched that TikTok and we were like,
That's so uncomfortable. I couldn't.
oh my gosh.
that is crazy.
That is
Yeah, I just can't imagine like faking the sounds and the emotions with like a camera in your face.
Mhm.
I know.
I don't understand how, because like you have to know that some of the people are probably getting really aroused.
Yeah.
So how do the men hide it? Like when they get up,
Mhm.
scenes cut.
That's what I wonder.
That's what I want to know. Because a girl, like you don't have to hide anything, but a boy.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Oh, people in the comments are like, yeah, I saw that on TikTok too.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh, I should have sent it to you. I'm sorry. Next time, if I see it again, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I was like, that seems
No, I'm
like
not gonna type it in to find it though. Lord knows what
That's fine.
TikTok I'm gonna be on then.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
have a
Someone
few
said if you
more
watch
Hate to
behind
Love.
the scenes of True Blood, they got used to being basically naked around each other.
But then
Actually,
they got married. Well, two people in True Blood got married. Suki and
Bill.
there you go. They're married in real life. Or they were. I don't know. Now.
Yeah, I think they got divorced, but
Someone did recommend this book, and I have heard of it before. Pestilence,
Mm.
and I
Oh
like.
yeah, I saw that on Bree's channel.
Yeah, it's like the
from
Four
Bree from 11
Horsemen.
Words.
Oh, I love Bree. She's literally a goddess, and
Yes.
it's on Kindle Unlimited. KU.
And
Bree
then
has-
another one. If you're like more of like if you're looking for like more like comedy, but it's still rom, like banter, wit, anything R.S. Gray, but like specifically for Hate to Love, To Have and To Hate. That's Arranged Marriage rom-com. And then there's Bad Blood, Bad Business, book number 2 by Emma Malone. That apparently, according to Amazon, it's a standalone, but it's also part of a series, so I don't know. And then there's also Office Grump and Enemies to Lovers Romance by Nicole Snow. It's a grumpy hero, slow burn. You can also put it for if it's a newly romance author as well. And then there's also I Need You Tonight. If you like puns, need pizza. So it's like baking, standalone, single mom. So yeah.
What is that one called?
The last one, I Need You Tonight by Tegan Hunter. It's book number 2. And it's like I think 6 books in the series.
Any like romance with food, I'm here for.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
request for you, Key. I just need you to put all of your recs in a Google Doc and then share that with me because my hand's getting real tight over here, and you have all the recs. So you work
I
on
can literally
that.
screenshot. I can screenshot you guys what I literally have like a whole list over here. Like what you guys said, a lot of the authors. I'm just like, oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, so I'm
Yes.
gonna screenshot it in the group chat and like, because I read a
Okay.
lot of authors who are like indie and like unknown. Is not. I don't read a lot of popular books on
I
BookTube.
love that.
Like if I do, it's just like. I don't
Yeah.
like it because the hype gets me too like I'm not gonna like this. Like
I know. See, that's what Jacqueline said earlier with YouTube recommending people you would watch. Like I read cozy mysteries. I just started getting into them, but then you were reading cozy mysteries and you like romance. So I didn't even know of your channel until this. And here I hear you've been on YouTube all this time. I'm like, where the heck have you been?
On my YouTube page, like the recommendation page, whatever, it's already all people that I'm already subscribed to.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
already
and
subscribed to them. Why recommend them? I know.
Yeah. I
Right.
found Key because she participated in the backlist readathon. So I was like looking for people's like TBRs and stuff of people. So yeah, if I wouldn't have done that, like Key, we would have not known about you. Like, that's ridiculous.
My new queen over here.
I actually have a recommendation for Gwen and Key. The author Julianne Lindsay, she writes cozy mysteries that are like heavy romance. She also writes under Julie Chase and a couple other pseudonyms, not synonyms. Anyway,
You good?
I got you.
But yeah, I think like actually like publishers get mad at her for having so much romance in her books that she's actually making like her own cozy mystery like publishing house that's like so they can have more romance in their cozy mystery.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. But I like
Oh, and then there's
Hmm?
another one with romance too in it. What's the author
Oh
name?
yeah,
my
she
God.
writes under
Ellie Alexander.
Who?
Yeah, I thought
Ellie
they all
Alexander.
had. I thought they all had romance in them.
Oh,
Because-
cozies? No.
Because when I think of cozy mystery, I think of Lifetime.
It's like, no, cozy
No.
mystery is
No.
basically like thriller light.
Well, yeah, I have like a couple
Yeah.
that are like Halloween themed and whatever.
Yeah, a lot
I
of them
haven't read
don't. They're really not supposed to have that much romance in them at all. But
Yeah.
I was thinking they would read like how a Lifetime movie is,
No.
or not Lifetime, more so like a Hallmark movie would be.
No.
Like there would still be a romantic storyline woven in it somewhere.
not all of them.
I didn't know that, so that's good to know.
I haven't read her
These two have romance in it too. It's the storyline. We'll put it up close. So I bought so I got all of these from thrift books. I recently did a big haul. And I spent over $100 on thrift books on cozies alone by themselves. So they were because they're like $3-4. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy
I
them.
saw that big
And so
haul.
I bought the first 7 books in the series because I know she's still so
yeah.
good. And oh gosh, Spencer from Intentionally Bookish,
Yep.
and she loves this series like so much, and I'm just like, okay, you didn't have to say a word. I will click. So I bought the first 7 books.
I know. I love Spencer for cozy mystery racks.
Julia
Yeah, and she just uploaded a video today, so I was like, I need to watch it.
Julia Lindsay also writes under Bree Baker, and I haven't read that series yet. Like each series, she writes under a different pen name. But Bree Baker, that series is like at the beach, like very beachy, summery. So I feel like it'd be good for this time of year. Like I'm reading them all in the summer, but it's like 5 books long, I think now. And they seem like that's why I was like, I'm not reading them in the winter. No, they seem really good for this time of year.
Bree Baker. Now I'm about to look her up and probably add her to my cart. Which I
She
don't
literally
buy
writes
her
under
books.
Julianne Lindsay, but she also writes romantic suspense under Julianne Lindsay, but she also
Really?
writes under Bree Baker. Jacqueline Frost is like Christmas, and then Julie Chase. And Julie Chase, she has like it's like, I forget what it's called, but it has like cats and like pets in that one. And I read like that whole series, and I like the one for Julie Chase. Even though like I'm not
I
like,
just realized
super
I
romantic.
read a book by Bree Baker literally like last month, and it's The Live and Lie.
Yes, Live and Let Try.
That was a fun one. That was really fun. So yeah, those have like romance element in them, and I said that's all I want. You cozy, small town, and that's the thing about like I think Jacqueline, you would probably love cozies because they're literally all centered in a small town, and everybody knows everybody's business. So it's like everybody will end up being a suspect at one point in time throughout the series. So
I
it's a fun time.
think, yeah, I've never read a cozy mystery, so I think that you should give me a personalized recommendation so I can read it and figure out if that's something that I would love or not love, because I don't know where to start.
The first series that I started that I think you would love and listen to an audiobook that, oh my gosh, what is her name? I'm on, where's Instagram? Why can't I pull up in there?
I mean, you can think about it too and give it to me later if you.
Oh, and I have a series that's popping in my head. It's
okay.
A Secret Book and Scone Society by Ellery Adams. Oh my gosh, all 4 books. They are so good. They're like slightly emotional, but like it's cozy, but it's also like a mystery within a mystery. And you get like this group of women who's in like a book club, and they talk about like current mystery books. And I said, oh my God, I love it. And I was addicted. Like
The Secret Book and Scone Society
by Ellery Adams.
Okay.
And I was, when I say addicted, I listened to all 4 audiobooks in a matter of like 48 hours. So if that tells you anything,
wow,
it was really good.
It does sound really, really good. I
recommend that for everybody who wants to start cozy mysteries, because that's where I was when I was looking at the tag on Instagram. I was like, this is a whole world of an Instagram. Oh my gosh, cozy mystery, click, and I like got way too many recommendations for my liking in my bank account. So I was like, let's just start there.
That's what happened.
I recommend that
to me and indie, like dark romance. It's like I found one YouTuber, and now my whole Kindle.
Oh, I didn't know Arsenic and Adobo was a cozy mystery.
It's
I'm actually currently reading that now.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's kind of what's gonna make it more popular because it's obviously on Book of the Month, and it has one of those illustrated covers. So I feel like everybody's gonna be like, "What's this?" And then they're gonna find more from that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was a cozy mystery, so that will probably make it more popular. Nice. Well, do you guys, that was all of our prompts. And then obviously the last thing is the bonus, the buddy read, which I have my copy. I'm going to be reading it. Who else is going to be reading it?
I'll read it. I don't know how I'm going to get it.
I have it on how you're going to get it. Yeah. And then also, who is going to be either daily vlogging or just vlogging in general, so people can expect to like watch your vlogs like afterwards. Like I'm going to be daily vlogging.
I'll be daily vlogging.
I'm not gonna.
I think I might break mine up by like every 2 days.
Couple days.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing.
Just because like Monday, Friday, my work life is just not that interesting. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and vlog, but like I always do that even for my own readathons, and then I don't vlog for like 4 days, and then I'm like, well,
yeah,
what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna try to vlog, but I don't know.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make something interesting happen and be like, okay.
Yeah. I think even if you try, even if you don't get all the way through, upload it anyway. People want to see what you're reading. They want to see your recommendations. So do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a TBR video as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna put up a TBR video.
I am too.
I think if I could decide.
Mine's gonna be a TBR.
I'm gonna do a TBR video and then try to vlog, and then I'm gonna do a separate like wrap up video because I know some people don't watch reading vlogs, and like my reading vlogs tend to be really long.
Okay.
So I would just do like a separate one as a wrap up, even though I hate filming wrap ups.
That's actually smart.
I hate wrap ups too. It's just like I don't know how I'm supposed to vlog because I literally sit in my bed all day with a bonnet on. I'm like, how is this interesting? Like nobody wants to see me looking crusty in my bed in the dark.
Just tell us all of your thoughts while you're reading.
We all do.
Actually, honestly, I would love like a tour of your. I want to see like what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're doing. Even if you're sitting in bed, I want to watch that.
Okay, especially now though I have work and I work at Barnes and Noble every day.
I totally want to see that.
Yes. Like, let's look around.
You should make a signature Romanceathon drink at
I'm gonna ask my manager.
You could just go through Barnes and Noble on your break and go to the romance section and like pull out some romance recommendations.
Wait, hear me. They don't have like a romance section at my Barnes and Noble anymore. And it makes me upset. It's like mixed in with like a whole bunch of other books in different places. And I'm like, y'all really got me triggered.
Then you just have to do like a treasure hunt or something, scavenger hunt.
Yeah,
Treasure hunt at Barnes and Noble.
No moves.
something interesting, and I'm gonna vlog. Okay, one day I probably won't vlog because honestly, I'll probably just be in my bed. But
Yeah.
one of those days.
That's the problem is, it's hard to read and vlog and edit and do all that stuff.
Mhm. That's why I'm not daily vlogging. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
I
attempted to do that. It didn't work out for me.
think I vlogged Romanceathon last year. I don't know if I posted it though, but I think I vlogged it because I remember sitting in my chair and I think I recorded myself reading.
You think
You remember that specific clip, but not that you read that one book.
No,
Right.
I know, but I think because I was reading the Bromance book club, and I think I read it for Romanceathon last year, and I was really loving it. And I was reading it in my chair.
Yeah.
I don't know why my brain is selective with memories.
Yeah. Well, nice. All right. Well, if no one has anything else to add, then we will make this live show come to a close. But definitely everyone's channels are linked down below. So definitely follow each person individually because like obviously everyone had amazing recommendations, but they were all different. And you definitely want to watch all of our videos for reading vlogs and stuff like throughout the week. I can't believe it's coming up so soon. Like I feel like we've been planning this for a really long time and now it's like already here. Oh, we got to decide on what we're reading. That's gonna be the hardest part is like what book do you start like very first, like the first day?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And the books you try not to read now.
Right. I know. Like everyone was talking about
like,
all these things and I'm like, oh, but I have to wait.
Mhm.
I have to wait.
Also, is anyone doing sprints on their channel that week?
I will.
Yes.
I want to.
Yeah, we are going to come up with a schedule, which we'll be posting on probably all of our Instagrams. And so it'll be sprints on YouTube and Instagram. So over these next 2 weeks, we're going to get that fine tuned because I know we might not know exactly our work schedules yet.
Yeah.
But definitely watch because I think all of us are going to be doing it, right? Is there anybody that might not or is just going to be participating in other people's? So, but yeah, we'll have a whole schedule up and where and what time. So that way you'll know like, okay, I'm going to go to Beth's channel or I'm going to go to Deja's Instagram or whatever it's going to be. So it's going to be on all different platforms. So that way it's kind of everyone can join everywhere. So yeah, we'll have to get that together. But any other
Also,
questions?
tomorrow is Haley's birthday. So everyone go wish her a happy birthday. So
Yeah. Haley is our other co-host, which I think I forgot to mention. I'm so sorry, Haley. If you're watching this back, I did not want to, but her link is still in the description box. All of that is in there. But yeah, her birthday is tomorrow. And so she was not able to make it for this, but she will have, I'm pretty sure she's going to have a reading vlog and her TBR is actually already out. So I'm going to go check that out on her channel. But yeah, unfortunately she was not here. I wonder how old she's turning.
She looks really
I
young.
feel like
She
it's
is,
23.
yeah, like 22 maybe.
I think it's
Probably
23.
23.
I don't know why that's coming to my head.
yeah.
Well, she had a birthday cake that said
Yeah.
23 did it?
23.
something like that.
yeah, nobody likes you when you're 23. That's
Yeah,
not
they-
good.
Oh, ouch.
I think it's a song.
I think
It
it
is
was
a
a reference.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, to be 23 again.
Right. And yeah.
Enjoy your life. Don't be worried.
Beth, you are not that much older than me. And like, stop making it seem like the 30s are old because that's next year for me. Stop it.
It's
I
not
feel
I'm
that
3
bad.
years
My
shy
life
from
didn't
30.
start until I hit
Whoa.
30 because that's when I had my first baby, and that's when life
I'm
began.
hoping I have my first baby in 29 to 30-ish. So yeah. I hear from people that 30s are like the best. So
yeah.
It just sucks when it doesn't suck, but being part of a community where everybody is so young, I feel like I don't fit in.
that's
But
true.
other than that, it's not bad. I mean, I do have 4.
I can see where you're talking about it from there, but
I feel like for me, it's always the opposite. I always be out here like the baby, especially like I feel like a lot of my friends in the romance community are all like late 20s, 30s. And I'm like, hi.
yeah. That's because of your age now, because that's how I felt before. But then once you get like 25 and above, then you start like in your job, everywhere, you start becoming the older person.
People respect you. No, I'm kidding. No, they don't respect you.
Yeah, no, they just think you're old then. They don't listen at all.
Old and wise and tired.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off, close this out because I started watching Ginny and Georgia on Netflix and I'm obsessed. So I want to go watch that show because it's really good. But you guys will all see us. What is that? 2 weeks? Is it less than 2 weeks? 2 weeks? Less than 2
Well,
weeks?
less than 2 weeks.
Start on the 12th.
Less than
So
2
12
weeks.
days from now.
12. Oh my gosh. 12 days from now we need to do a countdown.
That's crazy.
But I hope you guys enjoyed the live show. I had fun and I got a bunch of recommendations. So I hope everyone else got a bunch. But we are going to say goodbye. So if everyone wants to
Bye.
leave.